spent my first 15 years trying to get out of the woods because I thought it was horrible. And I spent the next 20 years trying to get back. The truth of the matter is we need to be well-rounded individuals like our forefathers were.
Boom. And we are live. Here we go. There's Russ and Teresa. I see people hate everyone. Jump in them comments. And as you guys can see, I am not on the back 40. We are at an undisclosed location doing undisclosed stuff. So Patrick 7, how you doing? FIB Preparedness. Got a few eyeballs in the house. Sandra Davis, thanks for joining us. Before we get started, of course, like, share, subscribe. Throw it out there. Make the algorithm gods happy with us. Let them shine their love down upon us when you and comment. Give us some love out there in YT and FB land. But happy Veterans Day, guys.
Thank you.
And thank you to all of our veterans. Of course, Russ is joining us tonight. The man behind the curtain has decided to come out and play a little bit. Thanks for joining us, Russ.
Yeah, thanks. I appreciate it, man.
That's it. You're a superstar. And off here to my right is a guy that I met here recently, former Green Beret, ambassador for the Green Beret Foundation, and a huge fitness buff. He eats double his body weight in protein every single day. It's ridiculous. I've never seen that.
I try.
Try. But Nick is with us tonight, and he's going to hang out with us tonight for Veterans Day. I also want to say, and I put it out there on Facebook, but thank you to my lovely wife, Amber, if she's watching. Usually she doesn't. She usually doesn't watch because she can't stand hearing me run my yap all the time. But if you're watching, dear, I love you. Thank you for your service. There's no comment. She's like, no, I'm not watching this joker tonight. I'm just not doing it. But yeah, so
here she is.
Look at that. She says, shush. There we are. Thanks, babe. I love you. I love you a bunch. Even though it doesn't always seem like that, I do. And that's why I build you your petting zoo, Born, so that we can save all the animals that we've raising on our homestead and never process them ever. So we will be rich in abundance of farm animals and starve to death when everything goes to complete hell. So thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, babe. But I do love you. Guys, let's talk. Brian, Nick, tell us about your past. Your past.
All right.
What have you done?
First, I appreciate you guys for having me on. I know I wasn't your first choice.
Yeah,
tonight.
well,
I did have to fill in for Charlie Williams.
Charlie Williams screwed us on that one.
Yeah.
Thanks.
He is otherwise indisposed at the moment. So, but thank you for having me on, and hopefully I can fill his southern shoes a little bit.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
yeah, as you said, we're down here working in North Carolina as part of a little bit of disaster relief, not completely undisclosed.
Not completely undisclosed.
But and I'm down here from lovely Wisconsin.
We have a cheesehead in the house.
We're out in Wisconsin.
I live about 30 minutes south of Milwaukee. So
okay. A very good friend of ours, Pete Robertucci, has a summer place up in Birchwood, Wisconsin, up above Eau Claire. And we spent 3 weeks up there with him. Beautiful up there. absolutely
Yeah,
beautiful.
up north is nice. Everybody, it's the thing where we're at. Everybody goes up north, but nobody ever goes down south to Illinois because it sucks.
Because it sucks. That is absolutely correct. Yes, I am. I am definitely running an animal nursing home.
That's funny you say that because I told my wife, I was like, I want a lot of land and animals, but they would all become my pets. So we're
You
gonna have
wouldn't
to
need
still
any of them
buy
either.
animals from the other farms.
Well, you can't buy them from ours because
No,
they're also
they're also
pets.
pets as
They're
well.
also pets, and she just sent me a bunch of pictures that she did a photo shoot with the goats today.
I can
Is
confirm
what
Illinois
I
sucks. Well,
absolutely. Charlie is awesome. Charlie is awesome, and I doubt he's watching though, and that's why I can say it. Charlie, you're awesome, and you'll never know that we actually said that because you'll never go back and watch these videos.
he doesn't know how to start his computer.
And he doesn't know how to use a computer. I
This is
barely
very
know how to
true.
use a computer. So, Nick, former Green Beret, you did 8 years,
I did 8 years, and then I was medically retired in 2018. So
right?
in 2011, I enlisted as a field artilleryman and went to Fort Sill, Oklahoma. That wasn't for me, so I decided to go to Special Forces Assessment and Selection and passed that, and then went to First Special Forces Group. Uh, got hurt in training, and then spent 3 years on staff, kind of in a support role, and then we came down on orders for Afghanistan, and I was on profile at the time, and I couldn't deploy. So at the time, I got medically retired, and then here I am.
And here we are
Yeah,
doing stuff,
yeah,
doing stuff.
Yeah.
That's what it's about. Undisclosed stuff,
yeah.
kind of
Meaningful stuff.
meaningful,
Yeah,
undisclosed stuff.
Absolutely.
So, but you are an ambassador for the Green Beret Foundation.
I am. Yeah. So after I got out, I kind of bounced around and wasn't really too happy that I was out. And being part of the Green Beret Foundation is a way for me to still be in the community and help out the guys that are in and their families. So it's a great organization, and I really enjoy the things that I am able to do with them.
Now, what is the premise behind the Green Beret Foundation? It's helping all the families of fallen brothers of. I mean, how deep? What all do they do?
Not necessarily fallen. So we are the backstop, right? Get the direct support to Green Berets and their families, with the majority of that going to families. So if a Green Beret's daughter needs a wheelchair, we'll be there to provide that or provide
Nice.
financial support for that, medical care, travel expenses. When a Green Beret is killed, there's a check that gets cut and goes to the families immediately. Emotional support, all those other things. But there's too many programs to list. The way I tell it to people is if it needs to be done, the bright people will get it done. The side of the things I do is I like to fundraise.
Right.
So I got in with the organization and I started doing little projects here and there. And then about a year and a half, 2 years ago, I decided I wanted to do a golf outing. I wanted to do a big event. Had no idea how to do it. And finally, this past July, we had our first big golf outing in Hawksview Golf Club in Lake Geneva, Wisconsin. And we sold out 144 golfers, and we raised about just over $40,000.
That's
That's
awesome. That's awesome. And we're trying to get Nick to set up at Mountain Readiness in May.
awesome.
I think we may have him talked into it.
It didn't take very long.
I spent 2-3 minutes. 2-3 minutes we worked on it. But that's what we're about. That kind of stuff right there.
Absolutely.
And when is your golf?
I
outing?
believe we're July 22nd, 2025.
Gotcha. So we got to put up too how people can contact you to get in on that.
Yeah, we obviously take donations, or you can come out and golf with us. We'll have some different programs this year, but we'll probably start planning. This year, I'll probably have a board of directors instead of doing almost all the work myself in the beginning, and then
Yeah.
and then asking people for help, and then say, "Hey, I need some help here, guys."
Right.
We'll probably do that a lot earlier because I found that the day of,
It's rough.
I had too much information in my head. I had all the people there, and they're just looking at me, and I'm looking at them, going, "Oh, I wish you guys knew what I know."
Yep.
But everybody was super helpful. I had a great team, and it was a really fun thing to do. Super stressful. You you know
That
you
sounds
just take
yeah.
care of
No,
the
it's-
event.
familiar there, doesn't
Yeah.
it, T?
Yeah, I have it's set up all the tents, tear down all the tents, do all the Canva media, phone calling. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot.
And then asking people for free stuff.
And I've run out of friends.
Oh,
I
okay.
have one friend. I have like one friend left, and he's on here. Matt. Matt's my only friend that will show up and help me do stuff. I don't ask Russ. You help me, Russ. But if I ask you, then I won't have anybody to run in the background on the podcast because then you'll leave. Then I'll have to take all this over again. So I got to watch who I ask for help at this point.
Fair enough.
The now that was for the Green Berets. How do they get tickets or whatever to do the golf?
Oh, we have
to join it?
online registration.
Online?
Yeah.
And what is that under?
Uh, it'll be on the Green Beret Foundation.
Okay, so it is on
website.
there.
Yes, sir.
All right.
So
So you were correct. You were on it, Russ. You had to write one up to begin with. Already typed it in. So that's why I can't have you help me, Russ. I spent the whole show trying to get that typed in to put it in on a banner for everybody to see.
no, that's all right. Yeah, it's a great organization, and I think it's 86 cents on every dollar goes back into programs and
Oh, nice.
for helping
Shoot, that's
Green
good.
Berets and their
That's
families.
awesome.
That's awesome. For sure. For
We
sure.
just they just had their big event. We didn't get to go. That was last night in Nashville at Kid Rock's Big Ass Honky Tonk, Rock the Green Beret. It's they got the top two floors and they had a mess of bands, and it
Oh,
looked like it was a party, but
It looked like it was a good time.
it looked like it was a
But
good time.
but we were super busy here.
So busy. No,
Super busy doing stuff.
Somebody's got to keep the fire going.
Somebody's got to do the stuff that nobody else wants to do.
well, I'm glad we're down here.
Yep.
It's so North Carolina is the home of Special Forces, right? Green Berets. Everybody comes through Fort Bragg or Fort Liberty now, but Fort Bragg we all still call it that.
Yes.
And all of our careers start in the same place, and it's just amazing to see how proud I am of our community, of the stories I'm hearing of retired Green Berets and active duty guys that are out there doing some really amazing things to help the community. And it's really great to see here in North Carolina. I'm just happy to be down here to give back to the state that really set me up for where I am now.
Now, that is what it's about right there, for sure. It's right about. We got a bunch of people in the house. Hey, Christy. And then, of course, Brian Loftus. What's up, dude? I know you're laid up a little bit from the ant incident. There he is, showing G. Yeah, just come back from Georgia Bushcraft. And, Alan Kay was down there. Sweet.
Yep, Alan was.
Sweet. The man, Mr. Alan Kay. Yeah, hopefully we can, hopefully this class will go off in January with all of us. There's another thing, guys, I didn't put up on any of the media. I haven't done a bunch is if you're interested in doing that class with Alan, we're doing that in January. Can't remember the dates. I'd have to look back to it. Middle of January, I believe. And it's going to be a pretty hardcore class. 3 days. Bring what you think you need to survive for 3 days. And of course, Alan, if there's anyone that you are lost in the woods with, you probably want it to be Alan Kay. So it's going to be a good class. Hopefully, we can get enough people to make that happen.
T, is that class midweek or is it a weekend?
It's a weekend. It's a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Okay, because
So I know I just had that on my. Let me just pull it up
think
here.
it's like it's either the weekend of the 24th or the weekend of the 17th.
Yeah, I've got it right here on my phone if I can get it to work.
And my dad says, "Hi, Nick, I'm watching." Hi, Dad.
There you go. He heard you. He may not be commenting, but he heard you.
Opie's asking about it, and he says it's the 17th through the 19th.
There we go. 17th through the 19th, right there in Harmony. We're going to be back in the woods when we do this. And I talked to Alan and I was like, well, what do you want people to bring this class? He said, tell everyone everything you need to stay warm, eat, and defecate. I was like, that's kind of brutal, but okay, I'll pass that along. So it's
Compasses everything.
yeah, it's yeah, what you think you need to survive for 3 days. And the premise of this class is going to be uh, is what you have really what you need to survive, right? That's the whole point.
It's a
So
shakedown tour. It's a
yeah,
shakedown
we're
tour.
not going to throw a bunch of materials and list out there and be like, bring this, bring that, bring this. No, we want you to bring what you think you need and iron out those deficiencies. See what happens. See if that bug out bag and your gear hold up to 3 days in the sticks there.
Well, that's the best way to learn, right?
Yeah.
Is you go, oh shit, I wish I had that. Next
Exactly.
time you're not going to forget it
You're not going to forget it
when you're shivering.
through pain and suffering.
Yeah, yeah. That's how you make a knife. You got to heat it up.
That's it. That's it. Absolutely. Now, another thing is you are you're like kind of a fitness guru. You've gotten heavy into the fitness. How long? I mean, for years, but you've really started.
Yeah, I've been an athlete since I was a little kid. So that's after I got hurt, the way my career and then my injuries went, that has pushed me more in the direction of fitness. I like being strong. I like being able to move around and still be an athlete and still able to do the things, even though I can't be on a team and I can't be in the army anymore. So I enjoy being fit and I like being able to do hard things. So that's just the direction things have pushed me. Other guys that have a more extensive resume with deployments and combat and things like that, they go a different direction. Mine's pushed me more towards fitness, and I like getting in the gym early in the morning, getting my workout in, and then you're done, and then you can just go about your day.
Go about your day.
Yeah.
That's it.
But yeah, it really took off once I got in the army, and I just have tried to stay. When I got out, I went down, and I said, "That's enough of this."
Right.
And now I'm just trying to be as strong and as fit as I can.
Which is important.
Yeah,
survival.
It's and I've been telling people here, it's my only hobby. Like I really don't do anything else except trying the nutrition, which is the hardest part.
Right.
Lifting, which is the easiest part. Cardio sucks. Nobody ever likes cardio.
No.
But that and then sleep and just little stuff, vitamins, hydration, and supplements that everybody should be taking and things like that. And then that makes you more versatile to what fits into your guys' stuff, right? If you can't get through the woods and you can't hump your pack and you can't depend on your legs, well, then you got a bigger problem. So you haven't solved the immediate issue before you get to the skills.
Or you became a problem for
somebody else. Yeah, you become a liability.
You're a liability.
And that was the thing on the teams, right? You don't want to be a liability to somebody else because other people depend on you.
Absolutely. No, I couldn't agree more. We'll talk about some fitness stuff. Guys, if you have any fitness questions, throw them down there in the comments. How can you sign up for class in January? John, it is go to www.mountainreadiness.com, and up there in the right-hand corner is the 3 bars. Click it, hit courses, and Alan's class is there for to sign up. So it's just that simple. You can I say that I couldn't even pull it up on my phone, but I think it's because I have a piece of crap phone. That's basically what that is. Learn by immersion. Absolutely. Yeah, River Styx Outdoor, learn by immersion, try by fire, 100%.
That's Tom.
Who's that? Is that Tom out there? Tom, what's going on, man? I did not realize that was you. So we have people watching us from the other room as well. That's okay. That's okay.
Hey,
jump in there with questions.
This is a cool setup you guys got here.
It is. Yeah, StreamYard. It only costs a whole bunch of money.
Oh, good. Oh, good.
That's all you got to do is just spend a bunch of money, and then you have all these cool buttons, and then you got to find your Russ. You can't have him help you do a lot of stuff because then he'll not be your friend anymore, and then he won't help you do this.
Dude, it's your story. You tell it how you want to hear it.
Don't listen to anything Tommy says. I assume that's someone that knows Tommy.
Someone knows Tom.
Is that Justin?
That is Justin, I believe.
No.
So we have so now we have a battle going on in the next room right now.
Shout out to our 2 closest fans.
Closest fans. literally right through the wall over there. So that's awesome, though. Thanks for tuning in, guys. We appreciate it.
Oh,
Patrick
absolutely.
7, sorry I was busy. And
So
another
I,
chat. How's everybody doing? We're amazing, Patrick. We are just freaking amazing, doing all kinds of cool stuff. What is oh yeah, Matt, I saw that. Good job, brother. That's how you bring them up. Make sure that they want to,
oh,
teach them daughters
absolutely.
to take care of their self. That's what it's about.
And not hurt themselves.
And not hurt themselves.
Yeah.
Make sure that it's metal to meat on the other end. Awesome. Good job. Let's see. Hadn't heard of a meetup. Need lots of notice because I'm a manager.
I think
What
I
are
can
we
address.
talking
I can address that one, T. That's what they're talking about is Pete's Eden Army 2.0 in February.
The backpacking?
Yeah, no, this isn't a backpack thing. This is just the hangout, just like we did last year when I cooked that hog. Just everybody getting together. We had like 40 or 50 people there hanging out, just having a good time. Like-minded folks. If they want to do a class on something, okay, maybe we'll sit down. Like, Melissa, Pete's wife, did a class on pressure canning.
Nice.
Just little stuff like that. And it'll be out at Pete's place down in Daytona Beach. I think it's.
Now, when is the ruck?
The
When's
ruck is
happen?
be either the end of January, 1st of February, somewhere in that time frame. I don't know exactly. Pete hasn't given me a definitive date on that yet, and
Okay.
he's out losing all of Tiny's inheritance out in Vegas right now. So
Okay, we can't say anything good about Charlie anymore. He's actually in the house, so shh, keep it on the lowdown. Don't talk about how Charlie is awesome or anything. Just no. Thanks for jumping in, Charlie. We miss you, man. We miss you. We wish you were here. We're missing our leader. We need that leadership from Charlie. But Nick's doing a great job.
Question.
Yeah, we've got a look at my own wife selling me down the. Look at this. Charlie, T was talking crap about you. Rewind it. Don't do it, Charlie. Don't listen to her. She sits on a throne of lies. So also, before I get to that, there we go. That was the question. Tensions of bands.
Right.
Yeah. Do you incorporate different tensions of bands in your daily workout routines? I found that they are substantial as I've gotten older. Now, I agree with that.
There's a few things to dive into there. So I guess the easiest answer is I don't do too much with tension bands. I do a lot of free weights. I swim a lot, and I just lift as heavy as I can. I'm still relatively young to where I can move, and I'm trying to put on as much muscle as I can. But now saying that, as you say, you found that it's substantial for you as you've gotten older. Absolutely. Anything that works for you is great, especially tension bands, because you can get those bands as light or as heavy as you want. And there's tons of workouts out there. I tell people all the time, you have the most resources at your fingertips right now on YouTube, right? And you can just find something and see if it works for you or see if you like it. If it sounds stupid, it probably is. But bands are great, especially for just getting started and getting little muscles moving. And I think they're a great way to not only to warm up but to stretch out as well.
Yes.
I don't do too much with those, but I have in some instances.
Now you're I'm going to say it 38,
37,
37-ish,
yeah.
8. And then of course Russ has got a few years. I'm at the almost 47 mark, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Brian, I've been really hard on myself though, Russ.
I know.
I've abused
it's not
myself.
the age, just the mileage. I understand.
That's it. A lot of mileage.
But that was I'm just looking at my age compared to you young gentlemen, and I'll have been retired 20 years next year. So that tells you roughly what my
I've been
age
retired
is.
for 6. I've been retired for 6 years, so I know how you feel.
Yeah.
Now I will say I use rubber bands because I was supposed to have rotator cuff surgery like 15 years ago.
Oh, how'd that go?
using the rubber bands, I have yet to have that surgery.
Yeah, absolutely. You can
Strengthen
great at
those,
strengthening the muscles to keep that stuff in place.
pull it
to keep,
apart.
yep.
If I miss the rubber bands for too many days,
Yeah.
all of a sudden stuff starts grinding, popping, hurting, causing me issues.
The more you can strengthen all of the muscles around a joint, the more it's going to keep it in proper place and keep your range of motion correct, and it'll hurt less. So anything to get those muscles working, even if it's low tension and you do a lot of reps, that'll start to build muscle. The problem is when you do nothing. The hardest thing for your body to keep is muscle because it's the easiest thing to pare down. It burns a lot of calories, and the easiest thing for it to have is fat.
Right.
So it's not that muscle turns to fat, it's that your body will pare down muscle and it'll put on fat to store for winter. So that's evolution thing. But you have to keep doing those sorts of things to keep those muscles engaged, and then you'll notice your stand up straighter. You'll feel better. It's that when you stop that and your body starts getting rid of that because it's expensive to use.
Yes.
So that's when you start getting those aches and pains. So anything like that is great.
That's
Now
something
I'm
I
going to
need
throw
to
this
start
up
working
here
on.
with. Oh yeah, I'm going to throw this up here. That's awesome. That's great news. Results have come in, and we just won the house. That's what I'm talking about. This year just keeps getting 2025 just keeps getting better and better. That's all I'm gonna say. Thanks for the update, Patrick. Patrick, you gonna actually make it out in May? That's what I want to know. Or are you gonna come hang out with us? We got for some more comments here. So 80 and a half, Brian, you've always got to add. I'm not sure here. Like you were young. Okay. All right. So I'm almost 40. So I'm almost 40. Lucky so far, I only have pins and plates in one arm. I found that works great if I put my 5-year-old in a backpack, take him for walks. Hey.
The military's big on rucking, so we tend to hate doing it afterwards, but it's a great exercise for your entire body, right? Especially carrying some weight on your back. You're engaging all of your core muscles to stay straight. You're got your hip flexors, your legs. It's good for your legs and walking at a fast pace, you'll burn fat as well. So great exercise all around. It's just the way we used to do it was dumb.
Okay, yeah, there is that. There is that. Matt King had a question up there too. Nick, what is the best way to start getting in shape, eating and trimming up? And I'm in the same boat.
Mm-hmm.
How do you start?
Start small.
Okay.
The biggest thing people do, well, just let's take New Year's resolutions, right? I'm gonna be in the gym 5 days a week, and then they'll be committed for a week, and they'll just get sore, and they'll say, "I'll do it tomorrow." Just just wake up one day. I'm just gonna do 10 push-ups, right? And then I'll see how that feels, and then maybe add. I'm going to do 10 air squats and 10 push-ups. Well, let's see how that feels. And then you start ramping up slowly from there. It's when you start way too high and you set unrealistic goals for yourself, and then you fail, and then you get discouraged, and then you stop.
All right.
You want to start going up little bitty increments. That's the best way to, and you start today. I'm not going to start Monday. I'm going to start today.
All right. That's good advice. That's good advice. Don't overload
Eating and
yourself
trimming
down.
up, that is a whole lot of discussion there.
That's a whole nother segment.
Well, you guys, the Mountain Readiness and living out and eating whole foods, right?
Yes.
That's the best thing diet-wise you could do is to get off of processed foods and to get onto whole natural foods.
Don't eat at
That's
Pops.
Well, you can. I mean, I'm eating here, but I'm picking and choosing what I'm eating and trying to get in and when you're trying to get in shape, the most important thing in your diet is your protein. You have to get protein in so your body can rebuild itself, and then you work from there. But getting away from processed foods and things that just aren't good for you. Stay away from the food pyramid, I guess was what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, or at least flip it upside down.
Yeah, flip it upside down.
Awesome, Patrick. We hope you can make it out there.
Had started doing, we started cutting out on a lot of carbs and eating more fresh vegetables locally. And, I've lost 30 pounds since October of last year. And, not working out. I mean, I'm allergic to it, I guess. I got to work on that part. It's a mental thing for me. But, you definitely start eating healthy is one way to start. Cut up sodas and stuff like that.
Yeah, Matt King. That's what it is. You come Mountain Readiness, and then I work you for 3 days straight without eating or sleeping, and that's how you cut that weight. That is how you cut that weight right there. What happened? Oh, I just went to starve. Star. There we go. Live. I got can you unstar that one there? I've lost it. Oh, wait. I've got it. There we go. Hide it. And what's my lovely wife saying? Most jobs in this era are sedentary, and by the time the commute, workday is over, hard to find time to be proactive. Is it true?
Yeah, it is. Some things that, it's your sedentary job, people have taken to standing. Standing over sitting is going to burn way more calories than you would. Say sitting's the new smoking, right? It's the worst thing. It's the worst thing you can do all day. You drive to work, you sit. You go to work and you sit. You stare at a screen, you don't do anything. And you sit and you drive home and you're exhausted from sitting all day. You don't want to do anything. That's why I go in the mornings, because at the end of the day, I don't want to do anything. I just don't want to do anything.
The day's over,
but there are little things you can do. You take a lunch break, just go for a walk. Make sure you take the stairs. Little things like that, and then just being active during the day. But it is hard to find times. And then I guess with starting fitness goal is life's going to get in the way. It's always going to get in the way of what you do, and you're going to have to adjust day to day based on your kids, your family, your schedule, your sleep. And sleep's one of the most important things that you can do, because you have to regenerate. You won't function properly cognitively if you don't sleep. So it's a lot to take in. And then, like I said, it's my only hobby. It's the only thing I like to do. And
we need to get you out a little bit.
When you're eating,
you should have two hobbies.
No, I like it. I really do.
Would be okay.
I really do.
2 is completely acceptable. Another thing, dear, I wanted to bring this up is, you're working out because you're taking care of a ridiculous amount of animals because they never die. There's that. Because we never process them.
It doesn't bother you at all, does it?
Not in the little bit.
Okay. Yeah. Because you haven't brought it up much.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
No. It's an ongoing thing. Like the petting zoo. It's a thing. So, what's up, Guy? Yes, thank you for your service, sir. Appreciate you being here. Happy Veterans Day as well. What we got? Seth Triplet. Where did it go? I keep losing stuff. I think it's this one. There we go. Don't let your ego write checks your butt can't cash. Yeah, definitely rings more true the older you get. I will say I dropped 50 pounds. Now I think I've gained about 12 back. And it come on quick.
It does.
Like fast.
Yeah. And what the bad things about snacks is they're so delicious.
They taste so good.
They taste so good.
Scientifically.
And they're right there. You can just go pick them up, and it's
huge piles.
It's a lot of effort to cook your own meals of whole food.
It is.
Sometimes.
It is. There is huge piles. Huge piles of snacks laying all over the place. So you better.
So McDonald's.
So McDonald's, yes. Right. Yeah. Stop drinking energy drinks. That is a huge thing, in my opinion. Energy drinks and soda.
So caffeine is good. I drink caffeine in the morning, but then I try to avoid it for the rest of the day so that I can sleep. Because most people metabolize caffeine in 5 to 6 hours. Some people it's 9 to 10 to 12. So you could be having a cup of coffee at 11 o'clock in the morning and still be feeling some of those effects by the time you go to bed. So energy drinks, stay away from coffee. There's nothing wrong with coffee.
No.
Yeah, excellent.
Well, I said energy drinks and soda.
Soda is,
devil.
You can melt a penny in soda after a while, can't you?
That's true.
So
eats it
clean
from the inside. Battery
clean
terminals.
Batteries. Yeah.
Yes. Propylene, polypropylene lined cans, all that kind of good stuff.
Well, and it's half sugar.
And it's literally half sugar.
Half sugar. If you look at that meme with all how much sugar's in the things you drink.
Yes. It's a massive amount of sugar. So yeah, stay away from those. Now Brian is a lifting fanatic as well. Let's see, I do legs. Why? Because Mondays suck and so do legs. So might as well get it out of the way early in the week. I mean, that's one way of looking at it.
I love that. And, a lot of the funny meme about the gym is, right, is everybody skips leg day.
Right.
And if you skip leg day, you're a child.
That's just it.
That's amateur behavior because what else? You don't walk on your arms, you walk on your legs.
That's true.
So,
However, I did see a guy who was missing his legs and he walked around on his arms and he had the biggest arms I've ever seen. I mean, I thought about,
holy
man, I need to
shit.
just crawl around
Yeah.
all the time.
You got to work
on
with
my
what you got.
arms. Yeah. I need to start crawling around on my arms. I'm pretty sure that Nick crawls around on his arms a lot. Just, yeah, keep it up. Look, just go take care of the animals. Quit talking about it. I'm not slaughtering anything this week. They're safe for now.
But they're so delicious.
They are. They are. I'm not sure about goat though. How much goat have you ate?
America's not big on goats,
They're not.
but my wife is from South Africa and she's introduced me. I love it.
What is the recipe to make them taste better?
Oh,
That's what we're struggling with.
uh, curry's great.
Curry.
A lamb curry's excellent. I would go Middle Eastern spices, really.
Okay, Middle Eastern spices. That's what it is. We did not use that, and we had some goat, and I ate it all, but it was difficult.
Okay.
And Amber was over there about 2 bites, and she's like, "I'm done with this. I will not eat this ever again."
It can be game. It can be a little gamey.
It was very gamey. So yeah, we need that. So Middle Eastern, that's where we need to go. Checking in from Sin City, Mr. Pete Robertucci, the man, the myth, the legend there in the city that never sleeps there all night long, Las Vegas. What are you even doing out there? What is Pete out there for?
He's actually out there at a writers conference that he was invited to by Franklin Horton. And
very cool.
Yep. So he's out there. It was on Melissa's bucket list. She'd never been to Vegas. So they're having they'll be out there most of the week, I believe.
Well, enjoy yourself, Pete. I'm sure you'll behave. I'm sure you'll behave out there.
He's sitting at a cigar whiskey bar right now watching the football game. Imagine
of course
that.
He is. Yeah, I never saw that coming. Started using honey. Yes, what's your stance on honey in general? Do you use?
It's the most delicious insect spit we've discovered to date.
All right.
And
it is.
Comes from nature. It's not processed.
Yep.
You got pollen and antigens from your local environment. Has some to do with your congestion and stuff, so you can get some benefits there from being more resistant to things like that. So, I mean, and it's delicious.
Yeah, we used a lot of local honey as well.
My big deep dive into homesteading next spring is getting hives, starting getting my own honey. So I got to talk to Carl. He's a honey guy, Carl Erickson.
Okay.
And get all my hives going. But I would love to have bees. That's my next thing that I'm going to dive into, which means, Amber, I need you to do a lot of study on that so you can relay everything to me so I don't have to do all the reading.
So you'll have thousands of pets you don't slaughter now.
Thousands.
You'll be complaining about somebody else's tens of pets.
Yes.
That you also
thousands.
that don't get slaughtered.
Thousands.
So, okay. Oh, she said
she'll kill them. And I believe that.
There's very little meat on those.
You're murderous. Yeah. You're good luck. Good luck staying alive eating that. You go ahead and knock yourself out. Was that during your natural lever days? It's possible. But we don't need to talk about that. We're not talking about me. We're talking about Amber right now, Christy. So Charlie Williams says, Curtis, you got to do them legs.
Curtis also is working with us, and he has been going to the gym with me. Yes, and he has discovered leg day.
He got some leg day action.
It's brutal. He couldn't really walk for 5 or 6 days.
That is rough. That is rough. Leg day is rough. Let's see. Mike was saying that goat tastes like they smell. Maybe that's why you use all the heavy curry. You get rid of that goat smell. Our goats, they smell a little. They're not bad though. I have to say we have Kiko heritage meat goats, the little ones.
Well, it sounds like they live a happy life, though.
They do. They do. Amber combs them and pets them and gives them all kinds of treats and stuff. That
They
could be
faint
part
when
of
you
it.
clap your hands.
They're not fainting.
Okay.
Fainting goats. If they were, they'd already been on a spigot by now. I thought it was dead, so I can't let the meat go to waste.
No.
That's right.
Let's see here. Goat is like lamb. See, I don't see it. I don't see that. We ate lamb a lot. Lamb is a very bland meat, but to me, lamb was never gamey. I didn't taste it.
It's good. I just put some salt on there and
Some
eat
salt,
it. Yeah.
but salt on goat it doesn't work.
Oh, see, I put salt on everything.
Well, I do
Well,
too, but salt
well,
alone I don't think kills that
well,
taste.
Brian has made it into the backstage area.
And
I want to bring him on
throw
in.
him on in here. And there he is. That's the Triple
Hey,
G,
boys,
the
how we
go-to
doing?
gear guy. What's going on, Brian? Nick,
He-
Brian, Nick.
Nice to meet you, Nick.
Brian is our
Nice to meet you as well.
gear guy. He runs Survival Gear BSO. He jumps on here. He had a bad. Tell us about your experience, Brian. How's the leg?
It's not too bad. And thanks to, I don't know if they're watching or not, Paul and Becky Christopher. Love those guys. They're great with Lost Ways Survival. So we were at the big blowout for the end of the year at Georgia Bushcraft. They had like 2,000 people this year. It was phenomenal.
Nice.
So our first night there, we had a business summit, my girlfriend and I, Alexis, on Wednesday and Thursday with the people from Georgia Bushcraft. A lot of the business owners get together and just share some tips and tricks and things like that. So we got in Wednesday morning. We went straight into that. Wednesday night, we set up our campsite, and the guy who was camping right behind us got to chatting with him. It's pitch black outside. Unbeknownst to me, I planted my left boot right smack in the middle of a fire ant hill. And they started climbing all over me, and they bit the holy hell out of my left leg, about mid-shin down, a couple up high, but not too bad. And, when you're at events like this, Mountain Readiness included, you're on your feet like 18 hours a day. You really are. So me standing for that long and having those types of bites just caught up with me. And my ankle started to swell and swell and swell, and got discolored. It was red, it was black, it was blue. It just got nasty. Yesterday, we were closing up shop, and Becky Christopher came over, and she said, "I've been hearing about your leg. Let me see it." So I pulled up my pant leg, and her eyes went like this. She said, "You need antibiotics right now." So fortunately, I carry one of the great companies that we partner with is called Duration Health, and they're one of these, antibiotics and medications on demand type of thing, for lack of a better term. And I do carry a number of different antibiotics with me in my vehicle at all times. And I actually had that entire case with me from the Fallout event for Mountain Readiness, because I was doing a bug out vehicle class. Thank God I still had it in the car. Started pounding doxycycline yesterday, about every 10 to 12 hours, and just went straight to MedExpress as soon as we got home here tonight. And they put me on a second antibiotic just in case. But it sucks, man. My ankle was like blown up. It's huge, very discolored, quite painful, but what are you going to do, man? At least I had the antibiotics on me. I could get a jump start on that a day and a half or so before I hit some professional help. So it helped out. If you guys don't have either Patient Health or Jace Medical, I would highly suggest you get on with those companies, because they saved my rear end this time. I'll tell you that.
Awesome. Well, we're glad you got the so they released you and you're good to go as far as that goes now.
Yeah, I got 10 days. Originally, Becky said, listen, at least 4 days of the doxycycline. And the doc today said, I want you to have it on for 10 days. So she doubled up on it, doubled up on the antibiotics, doxycycline, 100 mgs twice a day, the cefalexin
Yeah, they chewed you
4
up.
times a day. Oh yeah, they got me bad, man. They got me real bad.
So and everybody, not to cut you off, but you remember when I said my wife never watches and, I wish she would watch. I changed my mind. You can go back to doing, goat petting or whatever it was that you were doing prior to hanging out on the live stream. And we'll just leave it at that. Now,
I was listening to it. I was listening to it.
she likes to run that. She likes to run that jaw. I mean, that's for sure. She likes to run that yap. But you were talking about earlier, back to health.
Mm-hmm.
What would be the most important vitamins and minerals that you are taking on when you are working for health? I mean, because you're saying supplements that you got to have.
It's little things, right? Like hydration is the biggest, and that's the easiest one. We have to drink water, right? So just starting there, if you're hydrated, you're going to be able to do more. You're going to be able to think better. And how do we stay hydrated? Well, you're intaking enough sodium and potassium during the day and magnesium so that you can stay hydrated. So your cells will keep that water. Another supplement that I take that was kind of demonized, right, in the 90s when it came out was creatine.
Okay.
There's probably 200 studies, maybe even more, on creatine. There are no negative effects on creatine. Everyone should take creatine. It improves cognitive function, hydrates your cells, it will improve strength, and it has no negative effects on you. There is no negative effects of creatine. That's a common myth from the 90s. Everybody lumped it in with steroids.
Yes, I remember this.
Amino acids to help regenerate muscle, and high quality protein that you get from
now you are using, what is the ratio of protein that you should be taking in, the average male?
You want to hit about 1 gram of protein per pound of target body weight.
Of target body weight.
Right. So I eat anywhere from 250 to 300 grams of protein a day.
Right. And when you say target, so what you're shooting for of the body weight you want.
I'm not saying I want to get there, but I don't want to underdo it. So I overshoot a little bit.
So what if you want to be less weight, like me? I need to cut that. So should I take at 250 pounds and I want to be 220? Do I need to have
shoot for 220 grams of protein? And that's hard to get. Generally, every meal you want to eat this amount of some sort of meat or protein product every meal. So you want to start your day with protein, and you want to continue that on. And if you're doing 30 grams of protein a meal, you're going to have to do that 5 times. And it is difficult. Even if you eat half a carton of eggs, that's only 36 grams of protein.
That's sad.
You got to continue. Right. So high quality meat is your best way to get there.
And then, of course, there she is. You usually aren't even on here. Keep talking about health while you ate my candy bar.
There's nothing wrong with a little candy every now and then.
So just so everyone knows what happened here. So I've not been at the house for a bit, and then I went home for a night, and she has this candy bar in the refrigerator. It's been in there forever. Like it's been in there for 2 weeks, which is forever when it comes to a candy bar, especially a Ghirardelli candy bar. And so I may have taken a couple. Actually, I told her our dog did, but I may have taken a couple pieces off of it and then folded the package back to where it looked exactly like it had been undisturbed and stuck it back into the refrigerator because I figure it'd be another couple weeks before she ever found out, and I could have replaced the candy bar by that time. But lo and behold, tonight she decided she wanted a piece of candy bar, and now all of a sudden I'm the bad guy because I don't leave candy bars in the refrigerator for weeks at a time.
Well, they're meant to be.
Yeah,
it's meant to be enjoyed.
Who buys candy bars and just sets them in a refrigerator for 2 weeks, just sitting there taunting people who are trying to lose weight? That's ridiculous.
That's not right. That's not right.
Hydration is huge. Yes. We got here. What brand of creatine is better? Is there such a thing?
I can chime in on that one, unless Nick, you have something. I have
It's just going to be a
Still,
plug for probably it's anything that's really third party tested, but something like Momentous, or even if you go down to your local GNC or your vitamin shop and ask them, I just want a high quality creatine, they'll be able to point you in the right direction. But do you have something?
I would say any type of basic creatine monohydrate. So my background, my college degree was in kinesiology. So I did competitive bodybuilding for almost 20 years. And now I'm just too broken to do it. But the creatine monohydrate, I think, is great. Something that's micronized, Matt. But you don't want to take the suggestion on the back of the bottle or the jug that you get, because they'll tell you what they used to tell you back in the day: do a loading cycle of so many tablespoons per day. Listen, don't do the loading cycle. They tell you to do like 4 to 6 weeks of a loading cycle and then go on to like a maintenance cycle. Just do whatever they suggest for maintenance cycle. That's what you want to do. The loading cycle is basically very expensive urine. That's all it is. It's going to be fluorescent green. It's going to cost you a lot of money. And that's the way they get you coming back to purchase more and more of their product. Your body actually can't produce that much, or I'm sorry, can't filter that much creatine kinase through your body. And your body actually naturally does that. It produces creatine kinase. Things like red meat. Red meat will produce a bit of creatine and also produce, basically muscle-saving nutrients, that you need, really. But don't go hardcore on the loading cycles. They're just not going to do you any good. I say 6 grams of creatine monohydrate twice a day, once in the morning and once. I like to do it post-workout, not pre-workout. So a total of 12 grams a day.
Yeah, that's
where you're at as well.
That's the on the back of it is that's old knowledge from the 90s. You had to load up on it and you had to cycle it. And
Exactly.
your body will reach saturation and it'll stay there and you'll just piss everything else out.
Which is what the body does with a lot of things.
Yeah.
So don't waste your money. That's good knowledge. That's good knowledge right there as far as I'm concerned. I'm thinking that you ain't got time for leg day, but you got time to run that yap about sea salt and caramel candy bars. If you can run your mouth this much, you got time for leg day, babe. That's what I'm saying. Go get that leg day in.
Man, it's getting brutal over there in the comments, man.
It's getting, man, it's violent. It's violent. Happy Veterans Day, whatever. Nothing happy about it. Just violence. Violence everywhere.
A lot of directed at you.
It is. It's me. It's me. Everything I do, build petting zoo barns for her and everything. This is the thanks I get.
For us. It's for us.
It's for us. Oh man.
Yeah, and Crystal's in the house.
Who is it?
Crystal.
Who?
Crystal.
Oh, Crystal. Oh yes, K-Love. Crystal, how are you doing? And she must have caught that petting zoo, and my legs are stronger than yours from Amber. Man, it just keeps going on. I can press 4 times your body weight. No. I guarantee you they ain't that strong. We can put that to the test. This is why I don't teach her how to run the Bobcat, though, because she said she was going to bury me back there, and I was like, you're going to dig that hole by hand. And then Charlie Williams, speaking of Charlie, said he was going to help her out.
They have many YouTube videos on how to run those things.
I hit the key, too. I got rid of that.
There's YouTube videos on that. There's YouTube videos on that, too.
She'll have to learn how to hotwire it. Oh,
she's
man,
probably,
I'm going to be doing leg
Amber's
day.
probably arrested enough people to know how to hotwire cars. They can take care of that far.
Now I believe this. So Alexis, she is also a bodybuilder, and she's going with Pop-Tarts, chicken, and caffeine.
The most important part there is the chicken.
The chicken.
The chicken.
The chicken is what was the caffeine.
Protein. That's the protein.
Caffeine secondary.
But Pop-Tarts, great,
Yeah.
snack, but the chicken's the most important part
The
there.
chicken is what it is. Is this true, Brian? Is this how she was rolling? You're muted. Hey, you're muted, Brian.
You're muted, Brian. We can't hear you.
Yeah, we missed the whole thing.
Sorry, guys. Actually, hit that mute button. Yeah, your woman's picking on you, T, so my woman has to pick on me. So her last job, her last job, everyone's like, "How do you stay so fit? Like your waist is tight, like you're lean. What's going on here?" She said, "Pop-Tarts." So they all started eating Pop-Tarts, but the thing was, none of them actually work out. She does. So they all started gaining weight like crazy. And then she was still the fittest one there because she was actually doing the work. She was putting in the work, but she could eat Pop-Tarts like 8 of them a day and still be totally ripped.
Yeah. That's why you ask me, you're like, do you eat all these snacks? Like, yeah, I eat the snacks.
But then you go work
I
out.
also get my ass in the gym every morning at
There
5
is that.
o'clock.
There is that. I'm gonna have to get over there. I'm gonna have to get over to the gym. My biggest thing with the gym right now is I don't want to pay him the money. That's
Oh,
my issue. So
okay.
yeah, because I'm cheap.
I got 300 pounds of bumper plates in a bar in the back of my truck.
That may be where I need to go with it. I've got my rubber bands. They're not as good for
Okay.
bulky.
I can set you
You're
up.
not gonna bulk with the rubber bands as much. What is this? I learned on YouTube. What do you say now? What is it? YouTube
Keep
that they're universal. Oh my gosh.
You're dead.
Sigh. Hey, look, I told her, go ahead, do me a favor. Do me a favor. That house will never be done. Just hang on. I'm never going to finish it. That's what she's
You got
waiting on
life
anyway.
insurance?
I do.
Oh, there, it's done.
There ain't anybody around there that can not finish it worth
Oh,
mentioning. Let's put it that way. Let's see, what do you got here, Lex? Let's see. To help, I take volunteers for landscaping. That helps. That helps. Landscaping is hard work. I will say that. Does Lex? Do you work out? Does she work out anymore, or does she just work?
Neither of us have really been working out in like the last year. It's been too freaking busy. And yeah, she does. I mean, she does manual labor all day, every day, like
There it
hardcore.
is.
and
I don't go to the gym. I work in the garden. That's
we
correct.
get hung up. We get hung up on having to go to the gym, right? Um, you want to be fit enough in your life to do the things you want to do. That doesn't mean you have to go do the things I do or the things that you do.
Right.
You got to do stuff that makes you functional in your life so you can do the things that you want. Pick up a kid, get something off the, not fall, right?
Not
As
fall.
you get older, the life expectancy after you fall is like a year. So you want to get that fitness level in doing the things. You don't have to go crazy with it. You have to get to where you're sustainable in your everyday life.
That's great. That's a great way of putting it. I feel better about myself already.
Yeah.
What I was doing last night was lifting a chocolate bar out of the refrigerator.
So we'll talk about chocolate tonight.
There is. There is. So,
that was a 4-ounce.
you can always
girl,
move
Green.
cases of water. Charlie, hook me up, man. Hook me up. Where do they need moved to? Do we have places to move this
He didn't
water?
even come into work today.
Yeah. Speaking of Charlie, he didn't even come to work. He didn't even come to work. How's the flatlands? We'll put it that way. How is the flatlands, Charlie? So, man, we've been going nonstop. These ladies have wore me out with the comments. I have to say, I'm beat down to say the least. Super stressful trying to keep up with them. Closing remarks, Nick, on health. The person who is just mediocre in their day-to-day lives, what is the first direction to being a better you? And we know, little steps, but
Yep.
what else? Give us some meat with the potatoes.
You want to set goals for yourself that are attainable, right? And like, not to say, but again, just doing little things and improving all the time. If you change everything all at once, it's very unlikely you're going to be able to stick to it. So just doing that little bit extra, 1% every day, or I'm going to do, instead of scrolling on Facebook, I'm going to do some push-ups, or I'm going to do this, or I'm going to stretch, right? I've been having problems with my shoulder. I'm going to stretch my shoulder. I'm going to do these little things. Maybe I won't have an extra slice of cake or an emergency chocolate bar. Maybe I'll have something else, something a little bit healthier. That is the most important thing, is to not overload yourself with things you can't keep up with. And then you get yourself into a routine and you just keep building on that small little steps, because you don't want to discourage yourself, because you're in charge. That's the hardest thing,
Yeah.
right? When you're the boss,
When you're the
you're the
boss.
boss, not only do you have to come up with the things to do, you have to make yourself do them. And you know damn well you're not going to make yourself do too much.
Yeah. No, that is a great point. When you are in charge of yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's way easy if someone is telling you,
Telling
hey,
you what to do.
you need to do this.
Yeah. That's why
It's
you
a
can
great
have
point.
a lot of success with a personal trainer. But if you're the only person having the conversation, well, this guy's an idiot. I'm not going
Right.
to listen to him.
Our good friend Joe, he had a great way of putting it. He said, do 1% better every day.
Absolutely.
Just a little bitty titty bitty bit. What about you, Brian? What you got for us to wrap up the hour?
Well, it seems like this conversation has been, mostly about, achieving your fitness goals, which is great because you're going to take somebody like Nick here who, was in teams, and you guys, you always have to be on top of your game. Listen, first of all, happy Veterans Day to all of our veterans. And it's great that we have some veterans on here. Absolutely. So you have a veteran who's actually not that far removed from when he was in active service, and some pretty serious active service. Now, these guys, they have to be at the top of their game all day, every day. So whatever he's doing, listen to it. If he says even just take 1% every single day, or just take it in small increments, just so you don't set your sights so high that you can't achieve them yourself. Listen, everybody wants washboard abs. Everybody wants to look, sexy naked, but just do what you can do on a daily basis, even if it's just waking up 15 minutes earlier than you woke up the day before.
Yeah.
Is that a threat? I'm pretty sure Lex just threatened my life. That's what she did right
geez.
there.
No,
I
it's
think
not
she
you,
threatened
it's
me.
me. She's already told me where she's going to cut me up and bury my body, man. I'm like,
Well, let me know, man.
It's a weekly thing.
Well, both of us are in the same boat. If I disappear, it was Amber, the end. And if you disappear, we know it's Lex. It's a given. So, yeah.
I guess the other one, the hardest thing to do, especially in the age we're in with social media and you're seeing everybody else, is try as hard as you can to not compare yourself to somebody else. Fuck them. You have to live your life and compare yourself to who you were yesterday, not who someone else is today. That's the biggest thing, is don't get discouraged by what the fuck somebody else is doing. You live your life just as well as you can.
The
Awesome.
comparative trap.
I say we wrap it up on there. That's as good as it gets. And and if we keep going, Amber's going to keep running her mouth. So luckily, I have control of this live stream and I can shut it down. So throw the Green Beret Foundation there back up again, Russ, if you would. There we go, guys. Check that out. Check out his golfing fundraiser that's coming up. And of course, check him out at Mountain Readiness May 2nd through the 4th.
Yeah, I think I'll have some stuff to raffle off. It'll be cool.
We're talking about a raffle, and it's going to be really cool. We're going to have a bunch of cool raffle stuff this time. So, and then of course, Charlie, that's an inside joke. Bye. Well, bye. That is it, y'all. Guys, thanks for hanging out with us. Make sure to come hang out with us next Monday. Who knows who will be on here? Who knows where we'll be? But remember, if you're going to move, make sure you move with purpose. We'll see you next Monday. Thanks.